Hello, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week at the workshop. This is a video to prepare you for painting night next Friday. I am providing line art work in an email. Print it to scale. Do not scale it up. It's 8 by 10. We have a canvas that's 8 by 10. And so we're just going to transfer this image, and it's pretty easy to do. For anyone who remembers carbon paper, it's the same concept. So you want to prepare your work before the workshop with either newspaper or wax paper or some kind of surface that you don't mind getting paint on. So we're going to deal with this printout, print it out, and get a pencil that's sharpened. This is a woodless pencil, but it's the same kind of thing. You're going to turn this over and see where all the lines are. You can pretty much see very clearly where the lines are. We're going to draw graphite over these lines. You want to prepare it by just laying some graphite on all the lines, because we're going to transfer that image onto the canvas. Make sure you get all of the lines. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can definitely paint the bicyclist in your painting. If you want to eliminate the bicyclist from your painting and not paint that, that's perfectly fine. You know, drawing bicycles and people can be challenging for a beginner. So whatever you feel comfortable with is perfectly fine. I want you to have a good time, and we're here to relax and enjoy the painting process, get to know our tools. And once you feel comfortable with paint and brushes, you're going to want to do that as an outlet to relax. It's just such a great way to relax and let go. So we have transferred graphite onto all those lines. The next thing is, now I had trimmed around the image with scissors. Then you want to line up your image to your canvas, okay? And it's at this point, once it's lined up, to tape it down, okay? So I use painter's tape, or this is frog tape, and it's really great because it doesn't tear paper, but it holds things down. You can use masking tape or removable Scotch tape. Whatever works for you, or whatever you have on hand is fine. You just want to secure these edges very well. Okay, so now I'm ready to draw the surface. Now on my website, on supplies, I have a stylus, and the stylus looks like this. It has a ball at the end, and it's just a piece of metal, and so when I press on it, it's going to transfer that artwork. Now you can use a mechanical pencil that does not have the lead in it, or you can use a ballpoint pen that is retracted. Whatever is going to transfer your work. You can even use the back of a paintbrush to transfer. Okay, so we're just going to go along these lines and just transfer that image onto the canvas. Make sure you get all of the lines. And this is just a guideline so that we're just not painting blindly. It's a lot more pleasant to have a sketch of your artwork onto the canvas before you start painting. That blank canvas is very intimidating, and even professional artists sketch out their work before they start painting. And these are just simple shapes, and we're going to get more into detail after we paint them. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a guideline. Okay, when you're done, you can lift it, check your work. And it looks like it transferred pretty well. So take the tape off. It's at this point, I would suggest, especially with the biker, to take possibly a permanent ink pen that you can use and go over these lines so that you can see them better, especially the biker, because we're going to be starting to paint and that pencil is not going to show up very well. So don't worry about this pen showing, because we are going to cover our surface with paint, but we definitely want to have these lines show so that we can see them while we're painting. Okay. And look at your artwork when you're doing it. If you're having a hard time seeing the shape, look at your artwork. And like I said, this does not have to be perfect because we're going to be painting over it. And so we can paint over any mistakes that we have. And like I said, if you want to skip drawing the bicyclist and just do the landscape scene, that is perfectly fine. It should hold up on its own. We're here to have fun. I even messed up here, so I'm just going to go around and fix it because I can. Our brain fills in details of things, and we don't necessarily need to have every detail painted just because our brain recognizes symbols. Like, we know that this is a biker just by the silhouette. Okay, so if you have any issues, you can go in and retrace. But remember, we're going to be covering this up with paint, and so it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to correct that in the painting process. So once you have transferred your work and you put ink pen over it, you're ready to get started. Now make sure you have your painting kit with you, and that includes your palette knife and the brushes and other things that you may need, and are two jars of water, one for clean brushes and one for dirty brushes. So you're going to dip your dirty brush in the water and clean it as best you can, then put it in the clean water to finish it off. That way you're not having to change your water all the time. You want to have some rags and paper towels handy you also want to have paper plate that has a white back to it so that you can mix your paint. So have, you know, a couple of paper plates, 2 or 3 paper plates, and have paper towels, and also maybe a blow dryer if you want to speed the process of drying up before you paint another layer. Having the blow dryer handy is good. And we should be ready to go. And I hope that you are ready, and I am super excited to show you how to paint this. It's going to be really fun, and I just want us to have a great relaxing time. I will see you next week. Bye.